This week on Technique Tuesdays, what match caused Ian Riccoboni to scream, "Get this off the air"? Before we get into the matches tonight, I want to say a huge thank you to you, the Ring of Honor fans, for voting me as having the best entrance in the company. It lets me know that even though I can't be there in person right now, I created something memorable that you've all enjoyed. It means a lot to me, and I hope that we can have that entrance again soon in Ring of Honor Wrestling. But without further delay, let's get into tonight's matches. Let's take a look at Foundation's Tracy Williams versus the world famous CB, who's leaving behind the cheeseburger name.
New swag, built different. I am world famous CB.
In the pre-match interviews, world famous CB says it's time to let go of the cheeseburger name. He says it took him to the heights of the Tokyo Dome, to Madison Square Garden, wrestling in front of thousands of people, 35,000 at one time to be precise. However, he says now it's time to legitimize himself as a talented grappler. Tracy Williams agrees that perhaps cheeseburger, or the world famous CB as we will now refer to him, is somewhat underutilized, but a bit of a backhanded compliment as he says tonight Tracy Williams has given world famous CB the chance to prove that he is more than a novelty act.
And it's Williams who wins the battle on that one, uses the hips to power over, side headlock takeover. The one count there.
I definitely want to see.
Look at it. Oh, there you go. That's old school.
The first move of the match that I want to take a look at is actually when Cheeseburger controls Tracy Williams. The move starts with, as we can see, he's actually applying pressure to Tracy Williams' left arm, pulling it back, and as we can see, that is where he has that injured shoulder. That is no accident. But I want to refer your attention to what he's also doing, which he is trapping the other arm with his right leg. It's very important to control as much of your opponent as possible. But the thing I love about this position for Cheeseburger is he's able to transition where he loses balance in one direction. So for example, as Tracy Williams moves forward, Cheeseburger can seamlessly transition.
Blocking it.
The body scissors almost as important here. Look at that!
What world famous CB does is he actually isolates both arms of Tracy Williams, bending them backwards to the point where they're almost touching each other.
Biting down on the ropes!
And that's somebody that's built like that can do.
Used by Tracy Williams.
However, Tracy Williams knows to take control of this matchup again, he needs to fire back with some serious aggression. And that's exactly what he does. He pushes world famous CB backwards, but CB is well versed in the art of British old school wrestling, and one of their key attacks is that headbutt to the abdominals that he's just stretched. So he hits the abdominals, Tracy knows he can't take another one of those. He reverses the whip, and rather than shoot CB off to the ropes, he stops and slows the match down to his pace. Now watch this.
Hammerlock trap, and now backdrop driver.
There's this rule in professional wrestling: you want to control your opponent. Don't let them get away from you, and that's exactly what Tracy Williams has done. He still holds the arm, he brings him back up, and he sets him up for this unique maneuver. I personally haven't seen it before. Ian Riccoboni refers to it as a hammerlock backdrop driver. Whatever you want to call it, it's extremely effective by Tracy Williams because not only is it devastating, but also he is controlling his opponent at all times. CB never has a chance to get away.
There for Williams. Stays on it though. Williams.
We know that world famous CB is well versed in many different professional wrestling styles, but this next move that you're about to see does have its foundations in judo. What he does is he goes for that Hurricane Rana style movement, but rather than placing his legs around the head of the opponent, he focuses on the core. He is then looking to switch perfectly to the arm bar position. However, we could argue, I'm not saying it's one way or the other, but many might believe that Tracy Williams might have the strength advantage. So it looks like CB is struggling to have the leverage and momentum he needs to pull back and fully extend on the arm bar.
Out of Luthez's playbook, it's Williams rolling through. Burger.
The move is secured so perfectly that even when Tracy Williams tries to roll through, all CB has to do is to maintain the grip, and once again Tracy Williams is forced to use a rope break.
That is rope break number 2 used by Tracy Williams.
Despite the technical brilliance and an amazing reinvention and performance from world famous CB, it just wasn't enough against Tracy Williams.
In position to take home this pure match. Clutch broke, it's Shote blocked. Clothesline by Williams, plants CB. Oh,
That's
and
it.
Williams,
That's it.
pile driver.
Yeah, that'll do it right there.
My goodness, that pile driver is the type that's going to take years off your career. Fantastic performance from both athletes. That day was Tracy Williams, but I look forward to seeing what world famous CB does next. I'm predicting huge things for him in the pure division. Let's take a look at the Briscoes, PCO and Brody King versus Le Fashion Ingobernable. First up, there's a little bit of tension with Flip Gordon and the rest of his team. He's not part of that faction, and it shows even as they're making their way to the ring. I do want to talk about at the start of the match when Flip Gordon has taken a beating from Brody King. Oh! He's been slammed, he's been sentoned, all 300 plus pounds landing on the core of Flip Gordon. Straight after that, you've got PCO who hits a beautiful pump handle driver, which almost lands in a sit-out powerbomb position. Very innovative for PCO, but Flip Gordon knows he's in trouble and he has to do something to get out of that situation.
Thrust kick to the midsection. Off the rope, springboard, got him! Sling blade.
Amazing innovation and athleticism, as always, from Flip Gordon. However, when he goes to make the tag, nobody is home, and that's when the match really starts to break down. It seems that Le Fashion Ingobernable have been using Flip Gordon as a sacrificial lamb, and when initially they choose not to tag in, there's a moment they feel the matchup is at risk, and that is when they pounce.
Redneck boogie.
That's it.
Stacks him up. Oh, here comes LFI.
Let's look at that moment when the Briscoes hit their patented redneck boogie. That is a powerbomb, which is also coupled with a neck breaker, and this is where the matchup really starts to break down. Brody King has a phrase, just violence. Well, ask and thou shalt receive, because that is exactly what is happening right now. It is just violence. We can see Roosh with a disgusting chair shot to the leg of Brody King.
Oh, God!
That is perhaps why Foundation are so frustrated with this faction, because Roosh in particular has absolutely no regard for the rules. We can see Foundation watching from the back, perplexed, frustrated. This is the opposite of what their vision of Ring of Honor should be.
They're going back to this court again.
Así es, papi, así.
And surely this battle of two ideologies is going to need to come to a head sometime soon, but not before some more absolutely extreme
World
violence.
champion Roosh, no love lost there.
There's one moment in particular I want to talk to you about that really embodies that violence. This next moment isn't so much a technique, but hey, I've got to commentate on what I've been given, and what I've been given is a human car crash.
Come on, get up.
Are you kidding me right now?
What is he gonna do from there?
PCO goes to the top rope. He's looking for a flipping senton to put Roosh through the table. But of course, Roosh sees it coming and manages to get out the way at the last second. Let's pause it here. Look, Roosh has just got off the table, and look at PCO in mid-air right now. This is just, I'm terrified to press the space button and watch this next bit, but here we go. Let's watch this impact.
Come on, get up.
Are you kidding me right now?
What is he gonna do from there?
Oh my goodness, look how that table just disintegrates. Referee Todd Sinclair has got no choice but to throw the matchup out, and we can see the disdain and the disgust from Foundation backstage. This moment is going to have implications for those two competing ideologies in Ring of Honor. As Ian Riccoboni puts it, get this off the air. That's what we were left with going off television. The exact opposite of what Foundation want for Ring of Honor. But which ideology will win here in Ring of Honor? Watch it every week to see how it unfolds. I've been Joe Hendry. This is Technique Tuesdays. Go check out ROHWrestling.com. Go join the Honor Club. Go grab all the amazing Ring of Honor merch. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next week on Technique Tuesdays. This is the prestigious one, Joe Hendry here to tell you about ShopHonor.com. That's the new location to go to for all things Ring of Honor merchandise. We've got an amazing selection with the prestigious Ring of Honor logos, but also we've got merchandise for all your favorite Ring of Honor stars. So go support the company, go support your favorite wrestlers, ShopHonor.com. I'll see you there.